Three, two, one, go. Okay, today we're talking about a book that I don't actually have. I borrowed it from the library. Today we're talking about Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity. General premise behind this book is it is an Elseworlds story. It's something that is part of the DC Black Label line, so it's not part of, the main DC continuity that we're used to. Nonetheless, though, we do follow one Harleen Quinzel, who in this story is, not a psychiatrist, at least not in the sense that she is in the main continuity. She works alongside police, basically as a consultant, or however you want to describe her role, as she helps police understand the psyche of criminals to help track them down. Meanwhile, you have a serial killer who is on the loose, who turns out to be one Joker. And, well, this particular case, this particular series of cases becomes very personal to Harley when Joker kills one of her best friends. I'm going to leave it there. I think that's good enough for the premise. So overall, I loved this story. I thought it was fantastic. To me, this is one of the best uses of the Black Label line. This story gets really intense. It gets very intense. It's very graphic. It gets very explicit at moments. But all of what's done in that vein feels very justified to forward the story and to tell what is happening in, this Elseworlds environment. I don't think it would work as well if we didn't get to see just how brutal and messed up Joker is in this storyline. So in terms of just like using the freedoms afforded to comics by the Black Label imprint, this story did a fantastic job with that. I'm very happy to see how that played out. I also thought that it's interesting. These characters there's a lot that's very different about them in this story compared to the main continuity, but there are some core pillars to these characters that still feel like they are there. The Joker, some really messed up stuff that he does, and some of just his general way of approaching the world is very much in line with what we see from continuity. And then from Harley, this is kind of slightly spoilerish, although I won't give any specifics. Just this idea of how obsessed she becomes with Joker is also very much a thing in this continuity, although it kind of manifests itself differently than it does in the main continuity. So what I'm trying to say is that even though this is an Elseworld story and these characters have a lot of things that differentiate them from the main continuity, they still feel very true to who these characters are at their innermost core, which was fantastic. The art in this book, golly, the art in this book was good. There were a couple pages, I remember when I first picked it up at the library, I was flipping through it, and there was a couple pages where when I was flipping through it, I was like, oh, they're like using photographs in this book. Some of it was really, really, really well done. All of it was really, really well done, but some of it was like, felt photorealistic. It was that good. So the art, amazing. Good stuff there. So, putting that all together, we got Joker, we got Harley. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2 because it's that good, and, well, I can only think of 2 as the best number to use. Let's see how I did. All right, a little bit over 3 minutes. Not as bad as my past couple attempts, but hey, we're going to get better at this, maybe. Had a lot to say about this story. But if you have something to say about this story, let me know down in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it okay to you? Let me know down there, and I will see you next time.